ever since getting the Audi back on the road, there's been an annoying rattle or a clunk coming from the front end. There's only a handful of things that it could be when it comes to the suspension on the Audi. It doesn't just cover the Audi, it literally covers most other car brands. I think it's fair to say that most other cars have the same sort of setup. So yeah, we'll get the car up in the air, we'll have a look and see if there's anything wrong. Okay, so when it comes to suspension, you've got several pieces at play at any one time, and I think it's fair for me to say that most of the cars on the road have a very similar setup. Nothing you see here will be massively different in pretty much like 90% of all other cars on the road. The sort of usual sort of components at work when it comes to suspension are, so you've got your drop links. So this is your drop link. Your drop link runs all the way and connects up to the McPherson strut or your suspension tower, or whatever your sort of term of choice is. So this is your anti-roll bar. The anti-roll bar's got bushes as well, but they're kind of buried within. Your anti-roll bar bushes are there. So they also do get prone to wear, but not as much as the drop links, because the drop links are right at the end and they soak up most of the travel of the so as you can see, like mine are brand new. I've literally just put these on. There's literally a bolt at the top, bolt at the bottom, and you just slide it off. Nothing's sort of tensioned up or anything like that, so there's nothing to be scared there. You've got at the top of your suspension strut, you've got your spring, and then above that you've got your top mount. Your top mount, you tend to find that with the top mount goals, you tend to get creaking and groaning and moaning when you start turning your steering wheel. There usually is a little bit potentially on old cars, but nothing too serious. But like once they start getting severely worn, you can hear it. It sounds really crunchy. I think once your spring's gone, if your spring snaps, you tend to see that cars have got a bit of a lean from the front. You know, it looks lower on one side than it does on the other, and you tend to find it bangs quite a lot. And you might also find that when it goes, you hear like a metallic thing, as like a piece of the spring can sometimes fall off and hit the underneath of the car as you're going. You've got your wishbone. Your wishbone is literally this piece, which connects here with a bush, connects there with a bush. There's also another piece just there. You can just see the studs just there on the underside of the hub. This one usually goes quite quickly. You know, if any of the sort of suspension starts clunking and knocking and all that kind of stuff, it's usually this bottom one. But it could be either one of these two as well. What I would say with suspension and suspension components is use your eyes. Use your eyes, get the car up, get it nice and sort of safe. Take the wheel off and have a quick look with your eyes. You can usually see deterioration of rubber, you can see cracks, you can sometimes see gaps of like daylight through it. If you can see anything like that, then that's the one component usually. But literally get in there and give like these rubbers a bit of a push. As you can see, these are nice and supple because they've only just been fitted and it's all properly connected up around there. But just use your eyes, you know, use your eyes, check things. You know, you don't need any fancy equipment. I've literally got a piece of wood. Literally get a piece of wood in there and kind of start pushing the anti-roll bar around to see if you can hear any clunking. You know, it doesn't have to be anything, any fancy equipment or anything like that. If you've not got a crowbar or anything like that, anything like this will do. And what you're looking for is just like excessive movement. There will be some movement because these rubbers are soft, but they're meant to be soft so they soak up the bumps. See, like this here, the rubbers are quite firm on that, but they're not split. There's nothing weird going on there, so I'm pretty happy that that is fine. This is your CV boot, and these are prone to cracking in between the lines. So just kind of peel them apart and have a quick look. So you've got your CV boot down here and your CV joint inside there. If this splits, you'll end up with grease absolutely everywhere, and it's quite obvious. But then you've got like up there, you've got your bellows, which has also got a joint in it, and these can also split. Again, the rubber feels quite firm, but you know, it looks good, it's solid, which is fine. Nothing to worry about there. And another quick test you can do is just grab the disc and try to rock it side to side. If you can hear any, that's just me, and that's just me grabbing the backing plate there. Try and not grab the backing plate because it does click. So if you, there's absolutely nothing. A little bit of movement or a clunk. If you go top to bottom, it can sort of indicate the bottom ball joint. Side to side, it can indicate this bush. A worn track control arm can usually present itself as when you're driving down the road and the steering is straight, the car can feel like it wants to go side to side within the lane. That's usually a good indicator that your track control arms are done. Now, it's easy enough to tell a good drop link from a bad one. So these are the ones that I've just removed from the Audi, and as you can see, this, there's very little play and it's nice and stiff and tight. That is not a bad ball joint despite appearances, because it looks pretty old, probably due for replacement sometime soon, but that is actually a good ball joint. If we flip it over, you can already see that this one is at a bit of an angle, and straight away, with very little effort, you can even hear it. And you can probably see the issue. That there, inside that boot, is supposed to be filled with grease, and this one isn't, and you can see it's just covered in rust. So that has been split for a really long time, and it's basically rusted out and it's worn it out basically. So that is 100% the cause of the clunking. You can hear, and there's actual rubbish falling out the bottom of it. You can hear the issue straight away. And again, the boot is split some time ago by the looks of this, and it is completely rotted out inside. It's rusted. So that's it. So these are the two I've just taken off the Audi. Fortunately, it was a fairly simple diagnosis. And in a situation like this, it's just a top. This is one side, this is the other. It's a bolt top and bottom. You literally just unbolt and bolt up. Doesn't matter which way around, left, right, right, left. It really doesn't matter because they both do exactly the same and they both point the same way. But if you notice, actually, if you put them both the same way, it was the bottom ball joint on one side and the top ball joint on the other, leading or contributing to that constant knocking noise that we could hear in the video. And silver lining as well, drop links are mega cheap parts, so you can find these pretty much anywhere for probably 20 to 30 quid. So it's a dead easy fix. Just pick your favourite parts retailer and grab a cheap set of drop links and just throw them in, and hopefully that should solve the issue. And then once the car's back down on the ground, your wheels are torqued up and your plastic caps are all back in place, take the car for a quick spin. If you've got it right, and it is, say in this case, it is the drop links, it should be pretty much immediately obvious. And so I'm going to take it for a quick spin and we'll have a see. First impressions are good. Smooth. Excellent. This is a good sign. Yes. Actually steers smoother as well now. I'm going to head for a local road where I know the road surface is awful. Well, to be fair, we live in Lancashire, so you know most of 99.9% of the roads in Lancashire are utterly awful. So yeah, it's nice to know that, a bit of a political statement here, that our taxpayers, road taxpayers' money's going to good use. Okay, so we're getting to that place now where the roads around here are pretty bad. Should be able to It was a pass, that was something rattling inside here somewhere. Don't even know what that is. But it's inside the car, not outside, which is great. Mechanically, steering wise and everything feels good. So I would say the drop links, changing the drop links was the right thing to do. Those boots were absolutely, well, the boots were toast. The ball joints themselves were toast. I've never seen ball joints that dry. So they've been like that for a very long time. You know what? It's the it's the phone mount. It's my, I know what it is. It's the camera mount. There's a little piece rattling on the back of it. Oh, that was driving me nuts. I knew it wasn't there before. It's because I didn't use this camera mount last time. Ooh, there we go. Well, that's it. So yeah, hopefully you found this video useful. Good luck diagnosing your knocks and creaks and stuff, and leave me a comment if you're struggling. If you're struggling to diagnose something, let me know in the comments.
Popped in the driveway, BMW sitting tight from the highway. Tools in a tray, coffee in a stained cup, hands in the engine bay, time to wake it right up. Oil on the floor, jack stands in position. Phone on the fender, filming every little fixin'. Rust on the bolts, but the vision still clean. See the thumbnail already on the screen. Back on the road again. That's a vibe, hit record again.